Hello, my name is Liam Mello, and for CGT-147, Skill 4, I'm going to replicate Task B for Pyro from scratch manually. First, we were indicated to create a geo. Within this geo, we created a sphere. The sphere is what we want to catch on fire. Next, we created a Pyro source. Within this Pyro source, we clicked on the initialize, which we clicked on source fuel. After that, we were indicated to create a volume attribute. Within this attribute, the attribute should be connected to the field temperature. Lastly, we created a null network. This network is what we want, is the final step for this process. Originally it's called null, but we renamed it to out fuel. This is the object that we want to catch on fire. Next, we want to indicate how we want the flame to look like. By doing so, we drop a dope net. Clicking on that, it first gave us the output. This output, we connected it to a gravity. Within like the last part of the video, we were indicated to make a wind force. This wind force just gives us more changes with how the flame looks by the wind, and it does what it sounds like. For instance, like the gravity, we know that gravity is negative 9.8 on Earth, so it just gives us a more realistic look on how the fuel looks in Earth, I guess. Then we created a Pyro solver. Within this Pyro solver, it gives us all these different attributes: the burn rate, the gas release. This is just how we want the flame to look like. This is the bread and butter of this. Next, we were indicated to make a volume source. This volume source used to be called source volume, but now it's called volume source. It looks a bit different, but it has basically the same steps. For instance, for the SOP path, it used to be called volume path, which we were indicated to make connect to the out field, the NGO1. Next, we were indicated to make a smoke object. Within the smoked object, this gives us all the ability to change how the flame looks. For instance, the density field, we connected with density. Originally, when you put this object down, it will not have any of this density, temperature, and heat. So we had to type in density, temperature, and heat. For instance, for the emission field, we type in temperature. For the emission color, we type in heat, which gives us the ability to change the color of it. This is, originally it was black, orangish, yellow, and white. I changed it to like a skin color and a red, just to give it a different look. And you can see the different, for instance, you can see the red at the outlook of this. I think it looks clean, so I like it. Next, these things will not give us the ability to render the sequence, so we have to create a new geo tab and import file. Remember, not fuel. You'll need to know this for the future. We dropped down the dope import file right here, which gave us the ability to have a dope network and a dope node. These are connected to this right here, and the dope smoked object is connected to the other aspect. By choosing this, we need to click on Pyro. By doing that, it gives us all these different fields: density, volume, rest 2, temperature, heat, fuel, and CD. Originally in the video, it only gave field to input of 7. In later versions, it created this input right here. We want to give this a material. So by doing so, we click on this, and then we keep in mind of the flame. Flame is around right here, around this area. We drop the flame in here, and then we referenced it to the material up here, material flame, which is connected that right here in the material tab and flames. And then we wanted to, that's when we can finally render this whole sequence. And by doing so, it's recommended to create a spotlight and a camera to give us a more appealing look. And finally, this is when we can finally get the flame. We keep these unhighlighted because we don't want to see these the dots down here. Oh, if you can see them, they're a little hard to see, but you can see right here that they're showing. So we want to keep them unhighlighted so we don't partially see them in the final render. And to show you that this works, and there you go. This is what our outcome would be. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.